It felt like late over the weekend, Lane Kiffin was getting a lot of momentum, and a lot of folks were saying that this thing could be done. It might be done. My understanding now is that Hugh Freeze is having a significant push in this situation. There are some other names that I have heard that are being discussed, being thrown around, being talked about. I think those are the two, along with maybe a Matt Rule, that are still towards the top of the list. I'm really not sure if Matt is going to want to take it or not, but I know he's being thrown around. He's being talked about. But it looks to me like those are still the two that are sort of 1A, 1B as far as this Auburn coaching search is concerned.
And we've been kind of all over it from the jump that it's really going to come down to those two. There was another name that I had heard there was some interest in, potentially Mark Stoops being that one. But I don't know if it was ever a real possibility. I just think he was on the short list at the moment. A lot of people have said, well, Dion. I've been told that Dion is not a candidate at very many places. I know the media would like you to think otherwise, but the Prime Academy issue, if you look up Prime Academy, some of the problems that surrounded that. So I think that's something that people also need to be aware of. The other thing is, for one, I think Lane Kiffin's a much better option than Hugh Freeze. It's not that I don't think Hugh's good. Like, I like Hugh, have a good relationship with Hugh, think he's a good offensive coach. But I also think that Lane Kiffin, while Hugh Freeze also took Ole Miss to the promised land, there was a significant amount of cloud and uncertainty around his departure, and I think it's left a little bit of a bad taste in a lot of people's mouth about how they view Hugh Freeze. Not necessarily about him as a personal life, him in his personal life, but how he got players to Ole Miss and some of the aspects of that as well. So fair or unfair, I think that there comes a little bit more of a cloud of uncertainty with Hugh than there is when it comes with Lane Kiffin, because Lane Kiffin in the modern day with the portal has been highly successful and has shown this year to be able to replace pieces that departed what was an all-time great Ole Miss team a year ago. I personally would make sure that Lane Kiffin was the highest priority for me if I were in the hiring position that John Cohen's currently in. But I think Hugh's a solid fallback option either way.